Hello, everybody out there in podcast land. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. This episode is brought to you by Transfuse. Transfuse is the only all-natural electrolyte drink that you guys need to have in your cabinets. We love this stuff. We've been using this for an entire season now. This stuff is amazing. I feel great when I drink Transfuse. I drink it every single day. I don't go a day without putting a packet of Transfuse in my water. It's very easy, very portable, easy to travel with, and delicious to drink, which means that you're going to love drinking it and you're going to drink more of it, which is going to be incredibly beneficial to your health. Has magnesium, potassium, sodium, which are all amazing for proper hydration. It has zinc, vitamin C, vitamin B, and choline. These things are incredible cognitive enhancers and immune boosting formulas that you don't want to miss out on, especially in times like this. I'm telling you, I drink Transfuse every single day. I love it. Tyler does as well. Anybody who has tried it has been just pouring with great feedback back to us. There's a reason that they're at all the NXL events, and a lot of the top teams and top professionals are using this product. Do not walk around dehydrated. I never realized how dehydrated I was, even when I was drinking all sorts of water. It's not enough. You need the proper nutrition. You need the right ingredients. Transfuse has done a great job of curating the perfect formula. Transfuse is absolutely spectacular, and for all of our listeners, there is a special deal for any Play the Game listener. If you head over to translabs.com, that's tranzlabs.com, and use code PLAYTHEGAME at checkout, you will get 10% off. If you subscribe, which means they auto ship you your package every single month, whatever you want, whatever type, whatever flavor, whatever electrolyte formula you desire, they will give you an additional 11% off. So it becomes a 21% discount exclusively for all Play the Game listeners. Huge shout out, and we are incredibly thankful for our supporters. And if you guys would like to go support them, it's translabs.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME. We are brought to you by Heal Brand. Heal Brand is the best CBD company that we have ever come across. I've been taking CBD products for years now, and I absolutely love it. But Heal Brand has taken my CBD consumption level to the next tier. This stuff is really the luxurious, high-quality, best brand that you're going to come across. Their whole claim to fame is the nanotechnology. It's the real deal. The claim is that through their nanotechnology, the CBD can actually break through the cellular wall and get into the bloodstream much faster and more efficiently. So you need less to do more. Often CBD products, you'll need to take it for a couple weeks before you really start noticing all of the benefits. With this stuff, as soon as you take it, you notice it right away. Within 15, 20 minutes, you're feeling the benefits of CBD. CBD is great for inflammation, anxiety, sleeping, all sorts of different stuff. CBD is really exploding on the scene because it has such a wide variety of benefits. I personally love to use CBD before I go to bed so I can get a full, well-rested night of sleep. Sleep is so crucial. It's so important. If you want to recover well, if you want to fight off depression and anxiety and those unwanted emotions, proper sleep is where you need to start. CBD products really help me do that, and Heal Brand CBD has a wide variety of options of different products, different formulas. It is all natural. It's amazing. This stuff is fantastic. You guys can head over to healbrand.com, check them out, and there is an exclusive offer to all of our PTG listeners. If you use code PLAYTHEGAME at checkout, you'll get 10% off. This episode is brought to you by G2 Paintball. G2 Paintball is a paintball athletics company designed to make you a better paintball athlete. If you guys haven't heard about G2, you need to go over to g2paintball.com right now and figure out how you can become better at your craft. The Dynasty guys, all of us, we went out to Arizona and did an intense 3-day G2 training before World Cup, and we think that it really paid dividends and helped us go the extra distance. When we were running deep into the tournament, we were well prepared. G2 Paintball is unlike any other paintball company because they are geared around making you a better paintball athlete. So often I see players training in ways that are not going to help them be more functional and agile on the paintball field. In paintball, you have very specific movements that are hard to train for. G2 Paintball has done a great job of customizing a training program to make it so that you can maximize your abilities on the paintball field. G2 Paintball has also recently partnered up with the Paintball Combine. We're going to be out there in Arizona. Ryan Greenspan, myself, Tyler Harmon, Rusty Glaze, many, many more out there at the Paintball Combine in Arizona. If you guys are in the area, this is your chance to come to the Combine, showcase what you got. You know, everyone says they want to go pro. Well, here's your chance to get seen by all of the pro players and to put your skills to the test and be actually recorded on the national and global level. Do not miss this opportunity. You guys could head over to g2paintball.com to learn more about G2. Head over to paintballcombine.com, learn more about the paintball combine. If you guys are in the area, do not miss this event. All right, everybody, we're going to hop into this absolutely legendary show with the one and only Chris Lasoya. Chris is one of the most iconic players to ever play the game. Just an absolutely legendary player that has paved the way for players across the globe. Truly has done it all, has won everything there is to win, has been involved in the game at the highest levels, from woods ball to hyperball to airball, you name it. He has transcended the sport in every single iteration. Chris Lasoya is a household name, somebody that every single paintball player should know, needs to know, and this guy is just an absolute bona fide legend. We are so grateful to have him on, and we know you guys are going to love this conversation. This is a really fun one. Chris is just the man. So without further ado, we're going to hop in the show.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Great shot by all the guys, though. Tyler Harmon saved that game.
He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
Chris Lasoya, the motherfucking legend. I don't even know if there's an intro entrance big enough for you.
Big dog, man.
Dude, holy shit, we got him. We got Pony Boy number 69, the man, the myth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, boys, for sure. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I was like, when are they going to ask me to be on? I love that show.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times we've both been like, we need to get Lasoya on. We need to get Lasoya on.
Every week. Every single week.
I don't know why we haven't reached out, but I'm so glad we were finally able to make it happen, dude. You're one of the most iconic players to ever play the game. You will forever be just like Mount Rushmore. Lasoya is up there. You know, you are that dude, man, with the way that you truly changed the game, the aggression from the woods to the speedball kind of era, like that time frame. I mean, dude, you're just truly a legend, man. And we're very grateful and humbled to have you.
That's no cap. That is we're
cap.
not buffing that up at all. This guy is the real deal. He's the one and only Chris Lasoya. I've been waiting since we started the show to get you on here, because in my opinion, you are the one that paved the way for everything. Your style, the rock star mentality, the grit, dude, the way that you handled the game and the way that you attacked paved the way for all the greats. Even Oliver, I would even say, learned a lot from you in that regard as well.
Oliver was on the show saying you were his idol. You were the one that he looked up to and learned after, and that's massive praise, brother.
Well,
Dude,
I appreciate that, man. I mean, you guys have taken the reins. That's for damn sure. Oliver, you guys, I mean, I was like, okay, go get him, boys. I sit back there and I just sit back and laugh. I'm like, that was awesome. Just some of the stuff you guys do. I appreciate that, but you guys took it to the next level.
No way, bro. There's no topping Lasoya level.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
There's no topping, dude.
It.
Those videos, man, just from being a young kid, growing up in the game, and just seeing you again. Bro, you were just bigger than life, truly in the paintball world. And kids these days don't even know some of the history of our game. And it's a shame, dude. It truly is. And that's why Tyler and I really want this show to be seen by everybody, because we want the history of the game to be told. It's so important to us. Like the roots of our sport is the magic of paintball. It's the best part of it all, and these stories are they're absolutely timeless, man. So
yeah, we have a lot of stories.
Yeah,
that's for damn sure.
We wanted to wait until episode 69 to have you on. I think that was it, but we couldn't wait. We couldn't wait that long.
We'll have him back.
I'll come back. I'll come back for that one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Dude. So Chris, where are you reporting from? How's everything out where you're at? How's everything hanging out there?
Everything's beautiful, man. I'm in San Diego, Push Warehouse. We got the Push Warehouse is rocking. I'm here most of the time. Just chilling out with the boys. We got a lot of product in, and getting product these days is a nightmare, as you can imagine. But totally. It is what it is. I mean, we're rolling with the punches. We're always busy, so can't complain too much.
Well, it's because you guys make quality stuff. Push has really stepped into the scene in a big way, and you guys are doing great things for paintball. And I was stoked to see when you guys all collaborated together, because you guys are all,
the old school
idols
boys, man.
Mine. from, I've been in the game since I was just a kid, and I would watch Push Paintball, and you're out there winning championships and inspiring me since I was just a little guy. So it's cool to see you guys click up and make that all happen as well.
Yeah. Brian and Mark and everybody, they brought us together pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's a match made in heaven. Brian and I have been pretty good friends for God knows how long. 30 some years now.
Holy moly.
So it works out. I mean, I don't play much as I used to. And I'll let the running around go to you boys.
Yeah.
You're still 28 and holding though, right, Chris?
I'm 29 actually now.
29. 29.
I had to bump it up a year.
Yep.
It's so funny. I remember when I was like 20, 21, and I'm so lucky, Tyler as well, that we actually got to play with you on the same team. That was insane.
Dude, that was insane.
To play with Lasoya was kind of a dream come true. But I remember you would say that joke all the time. You're like, oh yeah, I'm 28 and holding. And still I was like, God, that's so old. Here I am, 30,
man.
Oh
man.
About to be
you don't look much different than you did when you were a kid.
Dude, shout out to San Francisco Explicit. That's what you're talking about when we all played on that team together.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. There was a tournament. I think it was in Huntington Beach, or is that where it was? And I got in big trouble because I snuck out to go to one of your parties.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you guys were staying at that Airbnb right there off the road.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember that.
Dude, I was in big trouble for that. I must have been like 22 or 23, somewhere in there.
That's what you did for dating a Ukrainian chick.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. Most people that go out with me know the outcome. So.
Yep, that's right. Great times only. That's the best times of your life. Hang out with Lasoya.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we had some good times.
A lot of good stories, brother. Man, I can't imagine the wealth of stories that you have and fun times. The amount that I have with you is unbelievable, and I'm sure that's less than 1% on what you've got going on. I love it, man.
We hang out a lot together. A lot of our tournaments we all go out, and it's a lot of fun going out with you guys and just everybody in general. Going out and having fun and talking to everybody and just hanging out. That's part of the whole tournament scene, and totally. Practice or whatever it might be. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah. Across the board, and that's what creates those moments. Getting caught in the rain in Amsterdam, running down and jumping into some dive bar. Just those kind of stories are and it's, you walk in, it's the coolest place in the world. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun just to do stuff like that.
Totally. Yeah. Adventuring around. Yeah. That's the best.
I gotta ask, how's Mama Lasoya? How's she doing?
She's doing well. She always asks about you. I gave her your number.
I've been waiting my whole life for the phone call.
Yeah, you can't handle that one, man. I'm telling you right now. Oh, she'll put you down.
Hey, I'll try. Treat her like a queen.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Good luck with that, young man. Oh, yeah. She just retired. Actually, she just retired. Nice. She's chilling. Yeah, awesome. Man. You know her, man. She's the best. Yeah. She's the best.
Absolutely.
So if you're her son, of course she is, man.
Yeah, I came from good cloth.
Yeah,
but yeah, she's chilling. But she's in the medical industry in the ICU.
Oh, and, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so she was dealing with all that COVID stuff, and it was gnarly. But she's like, yeah, I'm out. She called me. First thing she had was a shot of Patron, and and then a Captain and Coke. I was like, there you go. It's my mom. Go. All day.
It's in the blood, baby. It's in the blood.
Yeah, shit.
I love it, dude. Good. Yep. Glad to hear your family doing well and all that stuff, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Chris, man, we gotta jump into this, brother. How did you even get exposed to paintball? What was your first experience like? What started the legend of Chris Lasoya?
Well, I grew up in Cocoa Beach, and my dad used to work for NASA, and they took the whole team out to.
This explains a lot. Okay.
So they took my dad. My dad took his company out to go play paintball for some team building thing. This is back in 85, 86. I can't remember. It was so long ago.
Okay. Wow.
So we went out, we started playing, and this is back in it was oil-based paint. You used a PGP. They had a cock with your hand. It's 12 grams. My little tiny fingers couldn't even open the 12 gram. So if I ran out of air, I was fucking screwed. So anyway, I got to shoot my mom, shoot my dad. Caught my mom in a tree, shot her right in the inner thigh, and she had a bruise the size of like a watermelon on the inside of her thigh for like 2 weeks. And I was like, I want to fucking play this game. This is fun. I mean, not that I like hurting people or anything, but I do.
Yeah.
Okay, how pissed was she? She must have been furious.
Oh man, she wasn't mad. It was like she was more in pain. So
oh man.
I mean, it was fun. And ever since then, I got hooked right then. And then I found out a friend of mine. I mean, my high school was small. I mean, it was me, Kelly Slater, a bunch of other surfers, and I think my graduating class was like 80 people.
What?
Yeah, that's how big
Kelly
my class
Slater,
was.
the surfer?
Yeah, we grew up together.
No way, dude.
Yeah, we used to go surfing Second Light, Sebastian Inlet, Cocoa Beach, Florida, down there.
What?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. How did I never know that? That's insane.
Yeah, man. No, he was always a badass. Always, and he was the coolest kid ever. 10th grade, had his own house. Used to drive a Honda Civic. I mean, he was a rad dude. So it was cool.
He's still one of the best dudes ever.
He's a badass, and he's so nice. Hasn't changed his attitude whatsoever. He's a really good dude.
Wow.
So
that's rad.
Anyway, so I found out a friend of mine in school. His name is Scott Kressel. He's like, I play paintball. I'm like, okay, well, cool. So we used to go out, and there's these little like islands down the street from where I lived, and we used to get in a canoe and go out on these islands and play one-on-one against each other. And I think I all of a sudden I wanted to buy an SMG 60 because I thought it was cool.
You fucking, we're in a canoe and play one-on-ones against each other.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So we had a canoe. We'd row out to this island and play paintball on this island against each other, just running around like idiots. And then
That's insane.
Yeah. We found this team up in Maitland, Florida. It's in Orlando, by Universal, kind of that area.
Mm-hmm.
And they're called the Doom Troopers.
Oh shit.
And this is back in the 15 on 15 days. So we were shooting 325, 15 on 15. I mean, but we had little things in the back of the gun called a dial-a-well. You turn the gun up to shoot like 360.
No,
I mean, it was just, it was crazy. It was craziness.
How big were the fields with a 15 on 15?
Oh, they're huge.
Yeah.
I mean, like Ponderosa up at Jerry Braun's field,
yeah.
You would run a good minute and a half before you even saw anybody to shoot at.
Oh my!
It was insane.
God.
Oh yeah. And the games were long. It was crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds rad.
But we started playing with these guys, and they kind of took us in. A guy named Russell Breeden, was the captain of the team, and he took us in. So we started playing with those guys. We played against like the Annihilators, Jacksonville Warriors. What's Todd Adamson's team called? I think he played in the Annihilators actually.
Yeah.
But all those old school teams, the Florida Terminators.
Dude, shout out.
No Quarter from up in Atlanta. I think LD was on that team actually. But this is back when there was no pro and amateur. I mean, everybody played everybody. And it was gnarly, man. It was a lot of fun. So,
what was the energy like at that time? I mean, it's not like it was today where, there's just a different energy as each generation progresses. And I know the woods ball, hyperball days were rowdy.
Yeah. Well, there was no such thing as we were all in the woods back then. Smoke grenades and all sorts of nerdy shit.
I love that. That's the best.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was more of it was like a family thing. You cook out, and it was just like it was nonchalant playing. We were kind of the outsiders. Nobody knew really what paintball was back then.
You want cheese with that, Rock?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But nobody knew what paintball was back then. So we were kind of the outsiders, and fast forward to until I graduated. So I played with those guys for a while. And I remember one time I told my dad I was staying at a friend's house, and I snuck out, and we went to a paintball tournament, like up in like Jacksonville. And this is, mind you, from Cocoa Beach. This is far, and especially at like 16, to find. And my dad, this is before cell phones.
Oh,
so I had to call my dad and tell him where I was once I got up there, so I could, I'll come home. I'll be there eventually. But he's like, where doing what? Playing that stupid game. You're never gonna make anything of yourself. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I'll show you.
Yeah.
So we played. Fast forward to 91 when I graduated. I went right in the military, 3 days out of high school. So I went in the military. So I took kind of a hiatus, so to speak. I was in the military for a couple of years. I played here and there. Ended up at Fort Carson in Colorado. And when I got out of the military, I stayed in Colorado. I liked it there. And I hooked up with this team called Easy Company. And we used to play the Rocky Mountain paintball tournaments. It was we played at like 15,000 feet, 13,000 feet, or it was high. It was up there. Like it was like 9,000 feet in the air. I mean, it was on the top of a mountain. So my cardio got really good, really quick.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we'd come and we'd play at the like sea level, and you know, we'd be running circles around people. Wouldn't even. I mean, we weren't very good. I mean, I was pretty good, but these guys, I play with a bunch of old people, and you know, I mean, we never really won anything.
Yeah.
And then I moved back to Iowa to see my grandmother, spend time there.
Dude, that's where my family's from, Iowa. Shout out to Iowa.
Dubuque, back in Dubuque, Iowa.
Yeah.
So I mean, Iowa boys, Midwest people get along, you know.
Yep.
But I was driving back, and I stopped in Kearney, Nebraska, for something, because I was looking for some paintball store just to stop in and kind of see what they had and whatnot. And that's where I met Ed Portman, because he had the paintball shop there. Whoa, I stopped in, and it was like a Wednesday or something in the middle of the week. And he's like, "Hey, we're gonna go down the street and play paintball. You want to go?" I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So we drove down, just literally pulled off the highway, walked into the woods, and started playing. And I just whooped the shit out of these guys. But Ed wasn't bad. He was playing. He played pretty decent. You know, he was a cool guy. We had a lot of fun together.
What do you think it was about your style at that time that you were? Because Chris, people don't understand. I'm trying to reiterate this because I think that the listeners really need to understand and wrap their brain around how good you are and were at playing paintball. I mean, at this time frame, and even as you progressed into your pro career, you're whooping the crap out of people. And what was driving you? What was the fire in the engine? What was the gears that were turning? How are you processing all this?
That's a tough question, because, you know, you don't know why you are the way you are. I'm super aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like chess. And I think you guys have a lot of this. A lot of players, not a lot, but there's certain key players out there that can see 3-4 moves ahead. They can take a picture of the field and just know what they need to do to make it on the other side of the field. You know, whether run diagonal or around or go back and around or wherever it might be, you just know who has to go. And then the timing, I got lucky a lot. You know, people see that they'll run throughs, and when I did this and we did that, they don't see when I get blown to pieces, because it's, you know, there's those times, you know, it's like, that didn't work, you know, and those times are there, you know. I mean, people only see what they see on camera and stuff. There's those times that shit doesn't work out. You know, it is what it is, but it's having the nuts to try it. You try it, you keep working, you start refining what you're doing, you know, and I started figuring things out, and the faster I did them, the easier it was. You know, and I knew, I just kind of saw things a little different, I think, than some people. I don't think I was any better than anybody. I just think that I was.
Dude, I'm going to stop you there. You were the shit, bro.
I don't know. It's just, I appreciate that. You know, it was about, you know, and me and Marcel kind of talked a little bit about drilling and how did I start drilling? So when I first started playing, I used a pump for the longest time. I think I was one of the last ones, with me, Marty Bush, and Danny Adams were the last ones to really use pumps when everybody was using cockers and stuff like that. Danny Adams used a Phantom. Marty Bush used his pump, and I used my pump, Sniper 2 from Bud Orr.
There we go.
I used that forever. And I used to walk, and you know the steel post they used to hang barbed wire? I used to walk. And as I was walking diagonal, I'd shoot the post, and I did it slow. You know, and I'd hit the post, and as I walked past it, I just keep doing that. And that's how I learned to kind of like run and gun, so to speak. You know, and as you do it, you just get faster and faster and faster. And then you just, it's kind of like, it's muscle memory, and it's just easier. I don't think people were really doing drills like that back then.
No.
You know?
No, not at all.
And these kids these days, they automatically want to come out and, you know, they go to these combines and stuff. You got great teachers, but what their mistake is, and this is my personal opinion, is they try to do things way too fast. You know, they think they're Marcelo, they think that they're, you know, Ryan or you, Tyler, or whatever, and they're running down the field trying to do what we do. They got to take it slow, because speed will come eventually. Your muscles are going to get that muscle memory, and then eventually you're going to be on point. So I think that's what the kids got to learn. You're not us. You're not going to be us right now, you know, but just take your time, so to speak.
That's so valuable, man.
Yeah. I mean,
do it slow and then ramp it up, you know, get
speed,
really
speed
good.
Will come. Speed will
Slow
come.
and accurate. right?
Yeah,
Make sure that you're
100%.
hitting your shots. Once you're hitting all your shots, that's when you increase the speed.
Yeah, like just have them walk. Just walk out to your spot and shoot that spot. Then then kind of trot and then start to run. It'll come. That is my main advice to kids that just want to get faster and do what they need to do.
Yeah.
But reverting back to what I was saying, we ended up. I think the first tournament in Dallas was 84. No, it's not 84. It was like 94, something like that. All the years kind of combined.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
But I was like, man, we should go play this MPPL tournament in Texas. And I called up the Easy Company guys, and we were short a few players, so I called Ed Foreman. And I'm like, hey Ed, you want to go down? Because I knew he could pay his way because he had money. Yeah. And I was like, you want to go down and play this tournament with us? And he's like, yeah, let's go. So we flew down there to Dallas, and we played this tournament. And we played pretty well. We played against the Ironmen. They beat us up. Constant Pursuit, we beat them. Bad Company, I think we beat them. And then we beat Aftershock that tournament.
Wow, dude, at that time, they were running people over. And this is very funny. I think you might have heard this story. Is we're playing them. I shot like one or two. They pretty much shot all of us, and I ran to the back corner, and I was like, "Shit, what's gonna? Here they come!" and I was behind this. I laid down behind this bush, and here comes Danny Love running down the wire, but he cut inside. He didn't go all the way to the corner. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, that was dumb." Yeah. So I come up and I blast him. Then I shoot Gary. Behind him. Oh, yeah. And then I see Spud cut inside to go get this flag. Mm-hmm. So I ran back to cut him off to get our flag. And as he's getting our flag, I'm blasting. I shot him mind you, with a pump, I shot him 10 times.
Dude. That's the Lasoya way, baby.
That was 20 seconds. That was 20 seconds of shooting.
Oh man, I'm telling you, bro. So what does Spud do? Turns around and smacks the shit out of me. Oh. Knocks my mask, breaks my mask. I was wearing Vents at the time.
No way.
Smacks me, breaks my mask. And I was a kid, man. I mean, what am I gonna do to Spud? I mean, the guy will just pile drive me. And I'm like, what was that? And then somehow I got called out. Nobody even shot me. I got called out because I was going to get their flag. They called me out, and then they gave them the hang. Something happened. It was politics back then. It's whatever. Yeah. I mean, I was more happy that I blew their head off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's huge. That was monumental.
But anyway, so they take us to the disciplinary board, and I got on probation, and so does Spud. They were going to kick us out of the tournament. And I'm like, dude, I spent all my money to come down here. You're not kicking me out of anything. I'm like, he punched me. So that was like the first not suspension, but probation thing that happened. Yeah. In the tournament series.
You're not shy when it comes to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I don't see who I'm shooting. All I know is I'm just shooting. So it was hilarious. I mean, we look back at it, and Spud and I laugh about it all the time. It was comical,
I'll never forget watching Push, and just, that whole nostalgic time period means so much to me and to so many people out there. It holds a lot of weight in the paintball scene, and I'll just never forget all these scenes of you just cutting people up, like you said, Spud and Danny and all those guys running around. And it was an amazing time frame for paintball. Yeah.
I mean, I got the mindset is I want people to go on the field knowing that I'm going to hurt them. I want them to be scared. I want them to know that if I'm close, you're some shit. That's it's not going to hurt. I mean, I don't shoot the hoppers. I shoot to put you in the ground because A, you're not going to shoot me back, and B, it's going to hurt. You're going to remember me next time.
That's right.
And I had that mentality for a long time. I still do, actually.
You still do.
Yeah. Sorry. I was trying to downplay that a little bit. But it's it's just putting the fear of God in people and just running them over and just belittling them, so when you play the next time, they're going to go out there with that in their mind. I might have to pull it back a little bit.
That was one of the biggest things that I took away from Bob Long as well. He had that same type of fire in his eye like you do. I see that same type of fire, and he would kind of make you feel the same way. And it's just such a powerful thing when you got Chris or you got Bob or one of those just legendary core foundational paintball players that drove this whole thing to where we're at right now, shouting at you, inspiring you, telling you to go for it. It puts in a whole nother gear in people. It really does.
Yeah, like when we played together, I mean, we played off each other really well. I had a lot of fun playing with you guys.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it was that was
we almost won a tournament too.
We did.
I
we
know.
did.
We got third at that event. It was great.
Yeah, we did.
You know?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
That was a fun
one. That was Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago NPPL.
Yeah, it was. And that was with Shane Howe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out
Shane.
to Shane Howe.
Yeah. Shane the Chain.
Yeah. And
I gotta say, Ryan Podesta.
Ryan Podesta. Yep. Go ahead, Matt Jones.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say it was 7 man.
Matt Jones.
And besides us three, and I mean, Shane had experience at the time and got nothing but love for Shane. I actually think Shane's playing the best paintball of his life in the last couple seasons. Right. Yep. But
he's 48 right now. He's killing it. He's killing it.
That's insane. Is he 48?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. He is killing it. Yeah, that's crazy. He is absolutely
crushing it.
But we were definitely massive underdogs in that time. And we had that big win against Damage. This was kind of in Damage's like heyday, you know.
Yeah.
That was that was a fun team. Chris, you would just go and cause a bunch of chaos, and all me and Tyler had to do was play off of it. It was great. Like I was like, wait, this is how his teams won all the time. He would go through and just cause a bunch of commotion, get a couple guys off the field, and the rest is cake.
Yeah, you guys are just like, oh,
easy money.
Checking the win. Yeah, man, I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, man, it was...
Well, you know, look, you did that for your entire career, and that was towards the tail end of your, you know, last playing days. What was that? 2012, right? Yeah, 2012. Mm-hmm. And you turned pro when?
Well, I turned pro just by proxy. Right? What happened was we were in Pittsburgh. And we played, this is after Easy Company, we created Avalanche.
Okay.
So we created Avalanche. We kind of picked up a few players. And then we played Pittsburgh on the old school Star Fields and H Field, those fields. And back then, if you were an amateur team, which we were classified as at that point, if as an amateur team, if you had higher points than the fourth seed pro team going into the finals, you could opt to go pro, and that team would be knocked out.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah. So what happened is GBD had, like, let's just be arbitrary, 750 points going into the finals. And we had 751. That is, the numbers are arbitrary, but we had 751. And we were looking at each other. We're like, we can go pro right here. You know, and of course, Glenn Forsher's like, oh, no, please don't go pro. Get rocks. So we're like, you know, when he came over and was, you know, like moping and saying, hey, don't go pro, I was like, fuck you, we're going pro.
Yeah.
Why don't you go get a sandwich and fucking watch this? So we went out there and we were playing. We ended up getting third that tournament. We beat somebody, but I think we beat Aftershock in the finals. Because we had Aftershock's number, man, or I did. I don't know what happened, but we played them on the Star Field and we whooped their ass.
Damn.
You know, and it was fun though. Those guys were solid. We're talking Heavy D, Gary, you know, Spud, Billy Saransky, you know, all those guys. But actually, this tournament, Billy Saransky played with us.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, and he's fun to play with. I'm telling you.
Oh hell yeah, Billy's one of the most live characters.
I love that guy. I love him. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyways, we played, I can't remember who we beat. Finals came around. We ended up getting third. But we're like, hey, we can do this. You know, because on the amateur side, we were beating people up pretty well.
Yeah.
And mind you, in this tournament, this is the same tournament. I'm sure you guys heard this story before. We're playing lockout on this one field in Pittsburgh, and it's during the prelims.
And legendary.
I'm all the way at and mind you, the fields are humongous at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm all the way at the bottom of the field, and I get shot. I'm at like the 50, and I get shot. So we have to win this game to go on.
Yeah.
So I get shot. I'm walking off the field, and it's stalemating at this point because lockout was pretty good at that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not done playing. So I go to the other side. I go to the other side of the field, and I walk up to Billy Saransky, and I'm like, "Hey, Billy, what do you need?" Because there's this house up there, and he's like, "I need that guy dead." And I'm like, he goes, "Well, what do you want to do?" I was like, "Well, I'm already dead anyway, so why don't you just shoot at him, and I'll go get him, and then we'll call it a day." And he's like, "What do you mean? I was like, I don't have an armband, bro. We got to make this happen now,
dude."
So Billy starts
shooting now.
Yeah, so Billy starts shooting at this house, and I just run up, and I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. There was two of them in there.
Oh no!
And I just murdered these guys. and then Billy in his infinite wisdom, because he knew it was going to go down, so he's already flew past me.
Yeah.
And these two guys are walking out, and they went to go grab my armband. I'm like, oh, I must have fell off back there when I was running so fast.
Oh wow.
And so we ended up winning the game. And,
Oh, dude.
yeah. So
legend,
dude. Old school paintball was so lawless, man. That's just how it was, dude.
You're in the thicket. Yeah.
I still had paint. I still had air. I'm like,
yeah.
Why not?
I'm not done here.
Billy looks like he needs some help up there. Go there.
I'm not done here. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Dude.
So anyway,
that's
and of
hardcore.
course, yeah. I mean, and I might have pushed the rules a little bit, but I've never
I
been
think
a liar.
that's fair play. That's fair play.
I've never been a liar. I mean, if you ask me, hey, did you cheat me? Absolutely. Well, that was pretty good though. You didn't even see that one, did you? I mean, but
respectfully.
Yes.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
For all the YouTube, check it out on the YouTube.
Shirts are still on sale. We're good.
There we go. That you guys sell that at Push as well, huh?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it says respectfully across the chest. Push. You can check that out on Push.
I love it. It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so that's an OG moment that was pretty funny. I think a lot of people know that story.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And that's just how it was a different time, man. It was just a different game, a different zest. It was just a different style of paintball, and it was a little bit lawless, and it was fun, and everybody was having a great time. At the end of the day, everyone was partying, having a good time. Not literally partying, but maybe a little bit too.
Oh no, literally partying.
Literally.
Yeah, dude.
Respect.
Respectfully. And I think that's the same tournament that Fusion had. This is back when game fixing was happening.
Yeah.
And by game fixing, let's just for the youngsters so they know what that is.
Yeah.
Let's say that we're playing each other, and if you beat me, it knocks out. I'm already in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If you beat me, then this team that we don't want to play is going to be out.
Mm-hmm.
So I would let you just beat me, and then they'd be out, and we'd both be in because we'd come up with a game plan. It's like, okay, you give me 6 bodies, and I'll give you a max. And you're like, okay. Marcel's like, okay. Title's like, yeah, cool. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And we go out there, we kind of play the game and do whatever.
Yeah.
And that's just the end of and once we get to a certain point, everybody knows what the deal is, and everybody dies, and you get the flag and call it a day.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Fusion did this in Pittsburgh, and they got caught.
Oh.
And I think they gave him a 100-point penalty and kicked him out of the
How'd they
tournament.
get caught?
It was on the H field in Pittsburgh.
Shout out to H.
I can't remember exactly what happened or how it went down. All I remember is the outcome. I remember Caesar was really mad. But so game fixing was a thing back then. And it happened all the time. I mean, it's unfortunate. And this is back in the day where we would have, if there's 5 tournaments as Avalanche, we would ref Chicago, and reffing Chicago gave us 100 points towards the season standings. So, let's say All Americans are reffing Pittsburgh and they know we're reffing Chicago. There's a hell of a lot of things going on our side of the fence, because they're reffing us next, and then, okay, well, I'm not going to screw these guys because they know that I'm going to screw them next time. It was just politics after politics.
Wow.
And it wasn't that cool because it was going on everywhere, and you knew it was going on, and it kind of sucked at the end of the day. That's why reffing these days are pretty damn good.
It is
for sure. It's the best it's ever been.
I'm telling you, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Yeah. And players
instant replay too.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, I think that they're doing a great job. Just for me, I'm up there with Maddie and Rich, and we're doing the webcast, and they're I'm seeing stuff across the field, and they're calling it, and they make mistakes. Everybody does, but they're very few and far between.
Shout out to those 2 dudes. Shout out to Maddie and Rich.
Man, I miss it.
I know, man. And shout out to Modesto one time for Rich out there. Let's go.
Yeah. I love that guy, man. Those 2 guys right there are the best.
Yeah, they are. I know. I grew up with Rich, man. That's my dude.
He's the man. He is the man.
Oh,
I gotta
man.
tell you.
Yeah, he was scary growing up. Tell you that much.
Oh, I know. I remember you guys, Excessive was practicing explicit.
Yeah.
And what's his Rob's kid's name?
Oh,
again?
Ryan.
So I mean, Ryan overshot somebody, and Rich just walks up, and he's just like, "Get down!" Hit this kid, and his feet went over his head and went flying.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know Rich spent a lot of time overseas, studying karate.
Yeah,
And
he's in the dojo.
he's a badass.
He's a badass. Yeah.
But you never know it. He's the nicest guy in the world.
That's right. Yeah.
So anyway, where was I at? Oh yeah, I got game fixing. So that happened. Yeah. They started getting a kibosh on that. But anyway, so Avalanche getting third in that tournament, we decided, we're like, hey, we can do this. And then we continued to, hone everything. And, we picked up a few more players like Mark and Jeremy and John Richardson, cut some of the dead weight. And then we ended up getting, Brian Fow and Travis Lemansky. We had a pretty solid team. Rocky, we played Nemesis down in Florida one time. And I'm like, who the hell is this little shit? He had little spiky blonde hair, but he was fast and he was really good. And I'm like, why is he playing with these nerds? Yeah. So we ended up picking up Rocky. And
so wait, which team did he come from? Rocky?
Nemesis. Yeah, awesome. they were a South Florida team. Wow. So cool. So he was playing with them and we picked him up. I'm trying to think who else. I'm missing. Oh, Sean Ellis. He was super fast. Ed, of course, was on the team. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm probably missing some people. Yeah.
What a legendary organization, man. Yeah. That was crazy.
Dude. Ed did a really good job on some marketing aspects. And, he paid for everything. We got some sponsors, then, the money started coming in. So kind of gave him a little bit of a break. But he put a lot of money into, Warp Sports. And, then I ended up getting my gun deal from Angel when the Angel first came out. And then that really catapulted us as a team because we had these machine guns. Yeah. Because those things were fast, man. And
the sickest guns. Oh, those guns were insane. How did you guys land that deal?
Actually WDP hit me up.
Nice.
They hit me up. I was playing with Washington Rain at the World Cup one time. Yeah. And Jacko and because I played with Bonsai Bandits.
Just running overseas. People over.
It was crazy. But the Bonsai Bandits, you guys, I'm not sure you guys know that team.
I've heard that name.
That's Led's team. Led's and Jacko. Yeah. So back then, Jack Wood was on that team. So I think because Robo used to come over here and play with the All-Americans in Aftershock. Yeah. I think I was the first American to go overseas and play with an overseas team. Because I played with the Bonsai Bandits over in the Woods Balls fields. And, we created a relationship, Led's, myself, Jacko, and I were pretty good friends. And then they came out with the Angel. And I can't remember exactly how it all happened. But Jed from WDP and those guys hit me up. And they're like, hey, do you want to use this gun? And they sent me a gun. And the first thing I did was take the screws out of the grip frame and I pulled it apart and ripped the wires right out of the board. Oh, no. Mind you, it took me like 2 months to get this gun, but I ripped the wires right out of the board. Who puts wires in a paintball gun? Yeah. So they were super stoked about that.
Oh yeah. I'm sure.
So I broke that gun. I broke that gun before I even got to use it.
Oh, dude, funny.
Yeah. Hey, R&D, man. That's what I did.
That's it. Yeah. So you paved the way for everybody to travel to Europe. You and Matty Marshall, I think, are the two earliest to ever do it.
I think Teddy Kanua also went out there.
Wow.
There was a few people. There wasn't a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, because it wasn't a thing back then. Yeah. But then they wanted to get better. And and back then the Americans were way better than those guys. You had Predators with Marcus, they were good. The Tigers, there's a few other teams that were pretty dang good, but they weren't nearly at the level that we were at. Play the Mayhem Masters over there, and they, we'd go over there and beat them up pretty good for the most part. Mm-hmm. But they brought some some US people over there to kind of show them the way and how we do things, and they caught up. They caught up real quick. Yeah, some of these overseas teams are pretty good.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. It's impressive.
Yeah. And they're having great programs, and things have changed a lot from when I was around.
Because paintball predominantly originated out of America, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Bob Guernsey. Yeah. They started back, I think it was 84.
Yeah. So
it might have been 82, a little bit earlier. I'm not sure exactly.
Wow. So you're right in there. I mean, you're talking about 85, 86, these kind of years. So you were right in there on the whole birthing of this game. Wow.
Yeah. I've been there since the transition. I mean, I've seen it go from woods to, there's hyperball to airball to, everything. I've seen it all. And
you push the boundaries on it all too, which is so inspirational, man. Because there's so many paintball players that are listening to this around the world who aren't listening to this, whoever, would not be playing paintball if it wasn't for your style that you brought to the game, because it inspired a whole revolution. I mean, Push, if it wasn't for Push, I might not be here, because I watched that movie every single day. I would come home from school and watch Push every single day. And with, it's crazy.
Yeah, they did a good job. Brian and Pat, they did a really good job on that movie. And I think, I might have been in the movie and might have been, kind of focused on a little bit, but it was a team effort by a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And, it was, without that, you're right. A lot of people probably wouldn't be playing paintball these days if it wasn't for that movie. And there's other to follow. They did, all those other movies that have come out after that. I mean, Push was the one for sure.
Yeah.
But it definitely, I liked seeing a lot of new faces. Like, I remember when I first met you, that gun was taller than you. Like, seriously, bro. Like, I'm like, it was awe inspiring. And you too, Marcelo. Like, you carried that gun, your arm would be like out here, and you're like holding it. I was like, man, who are these nerds?
Yeah, that was us.
That was us, young nerds.
But man, it was, it was fun to watch you guys all come up and see where you guys are now these days and what you're doing. Dude. I'm very proud of you guys for sure.
Oh man, that means everything to us, bro. That means everything to us, because it's all full circle, and that's what we're trying to do is, pass this same heritage that you brought us, and it just trickles down, and we want to make sure that this goes all the way through the lineage of paintball. That's what, Push Paintball is all about. That's what PTG is all about. It's all about for the love of this game that we have all fallen head over heels for.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'm still here. I mean, I was out, I was out doing my own thing, throwing my events and, doing the concert thing. And, Brian hit me up. He's like, hey, do you want to go to the World Cup and, help out Push a little bit? It kind of fit the profile. I was like, hell yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I went down there and, I mean, obviously I wanted to see Brian succeed because the product is amazing and he's a really close friend of mine. And I'm like, yeah, let's just, I just stuck with it. Yeah. And I got hooked again, and here I am, still here. And, I just can't, you can't get away. It's just, there's too much, I have too much to offer on the back end now than I did, when I was playing. So.
Yeah. And that's why we're so honored to have you on the show and share this story with the world, because it means so much to us. And we know how valuable it is to the whole entire landscape of paintball. So let's dig back into the lineage. I love these stories that we're telling about, and then we'll catch up into the modern era and get up in there.
The good stuff's coming.
Yeah. There we go.
Let's fast forward to World Cup, Avalanche.
Yeah.
We're playing good. We played good. We were beating everybody up. Everything was solid.
And then just for the listeners, what year is this?
I can't remember, bro.
It's probably like
roughly. It's a sniper incident.
Oh, this is like 01. This is like 01.
It's like 01. Well, let's go back to 99, 2000. So we literally won about, I think, 7 tournaments in a row, including overseas. Yeah, I mean, we were murdering.
Avalanche was dominant, dude. Yeah.
So we were doing really well. And, things went well. I ended up jumping on an Xbox game with Greg Hastings.
Yep.
That was a cool little thing we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, my Angel, I had my signature series gun out. I think I was the first one to have a signature gun.
No shit.
I think I can't remember.
So too. Yeah. I've heard that from other people as well. Yeah.
So my Angel came out, and that did extremely well. I think I sold like 1,000 guns or something like that.
Dude.
So, I crushed it.
Yeah.
The gun, it was the best gun on the market for sure.
Hands down.
Cheers to you, Chris.
Cheers to you, Chris.
Man, dude.
There we go,
you
baby.
really are the man, brother.
You did crush it. There ain't no lying about it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, man. I mean, back in those days. So, I think that that helped out a lot with the team. It helped my personal growth, within the industry. I got offers from other teams to go play with them, but I had created such a good team with Ed and all the guys. I wasn't going anywhere, without those guys. So I stuck it through, and I could have taken the money and went somewhere else, but I stuck around. You kind of don't see that these days. I see people jumping ship here and there to go to other places. It's kind of weird to me, just from the outside looking in. But dude, I mean, everybody has their price.
Look, you're talking to me. I've been with Dynasty for 8 years. Marcelo is, 6. So maybe not every year we get offers, but there have been people that, try to get the nudge in, and you got to stay loyal.
Yep. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So, but with that said, so let's fast forward to the World Cup, and then we're playing Ground Zero. Jeremy's in the woods, obviously. Everybody knows about that. You know, but the thing is that
Jeremy's in the woods.
we were whooping their ass.
Right.
Yeah. I was at the 50. John Richardson was behind me. We shot like 3 or 4 of them, and then all the madness happened. So
that was my first World Cup ever that I went to.
Yeah. So that happens.
I'll never forget that.
And I remember they kicked us out of the tournament. And I remember I had this Motorola flip phone, and I threw it so hard, it actually bounced off the ground and hit Maurice Gibbs' van or bus, that big tour bus he had. Oh. And thank God, I'm good friends with I was good friends with Maurice before he passed. God bless him. God bless. And like I threw that phone so hard it bounced and just dented the shit out of his bus.
You guys didn't know, right? You guys weren't aware that this was going to be a thing.
No, it happened so quick. Yeah. So right then and there, I was so pissed. I walked right over to Gino Costa Rivo's bus, and I was like, I want a sponsorship deal, and I'll bring all the good guys with me. So we sat down, we worked out a deal. It was a big dollar deal. You know, he came. Is
there a machine gun? Does you have a machine gun in there?
Yeah. There was actually that was part of the deal.
No, in your office right now, is there a machine gun?
Oh, this.
Or what does that say?
Someone's taping a box, I think.
Oh, taping the box. I was like, what are you talking about? Sorry. Is that second nature? I can hear that all day, and it's just kind of a second thing.
He's tuning in live from the Push Factory. They got business going on.
Yep.
You know,
crushing it.
We play the game here, baby. We're live, rugged, and real.
Yeah. So anyway, that thing happened with Jeremy. Gino gave us a deal. And so me, Travis, Brian, John, Jeremy, Rocky, all the really good players just bounced. And we started our own team. And that really pissed off Ed Foreman.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine. I didn't really care, to be honest with you. So we did our own thing, and then we created, that's when X-Ball really started to come around.
Yeah.
I played that first exhibition. It was like me, Bob, Oliver, Alex.
That's right.
Zach Long, Ron Nelson, Mooner, Todd.
Was
Adamson.
LJ on the team?
No, he wasn't on the team.
Oh, man.
No, I still have the flag and the jersey from that tournament too.
No way.
I can't believe I found it in the bag the other day.
Whoa.
So we went out there and just whooped everybody's ass, obviously, from the Nations Cup, like Germany and, Sweden and all those nerds.
So Chris, real quick, what was this event? This was like when they were trying to figure out about X-Ball, right? And what they wanted to do with it. So they put on this big event, invited people to kind of test the format, but it wasn't a tester event. It was a big event.
Yeah, it was a big event. It was at the Amateur Open, actually. It was at the International Amateur Open, which is a big event. Okay. And Richmond, who had came up with the concept, he's like, let's throw a tournament and beta test it. I think they beta tested it up in Canada somewhere else, but this is the first real true test. So they brought Nations Cup in. They did an English team, a Canadian team, U.S. team, Germany, and all those other third world country teams, whatever they are. Sorry. But anyway, we went out there and we played
respectfully.
Of course.
Yeah. Of course. Always.
Well, I mean, at that time, you guys were just caning people. It wasn't. There was no contest.
I don't. Think,
it wasn't. I mean, and that team right there. Rich Telfer was on that team too.
That's right. Telfer.
That was an ass kicking team. Yeah. I mean, not only would beat you on the field, if you want to get in a fight, that's a bad decision. But anyways, it went well. And then here comes the NXL. I think it was it NXL or X-Ball? It was called X-Ball. The X-Ball.
That's right.
X-Ball.
Yeah.
And this is when we created Miami Effect.
Yeah. Badass team.
Yeah. So we picked up Davey Williamson. Yeah. We took pretty much all the guys from Avalanche, the good guys, and we picked up Andy Kopchak, I think. I can't remember. It's been so long ago.
That's right. Andy.
But but we played, we started that league, and the NPPL was still going on at the time. Mm-hmm. And we couldn't play both. They'd keep us in one league. And back then it was 2 25-minute halves. Yeah. And we were shooting 35 balls a second. Yeah. I mean, I came off looked like a leopard. You get in the pool at like the hotel or something, and they pull their kids out thinking you have leprosy or
that's
or
right.
Something or like ringworm or something.
Yeah.
So, But
it was crazy, man. That
it
time,
was crazy. Yeah. And I think and it came to a time when actually Rich Telford and I had to go to the side and go, okay, listen, no more overshooting. I won't do it to you and you don't do it to me. And we actually, we shook hands on it and he said, okay, no problem. Cause him and I think we were just putting it on each other. Cause I would put it on somebody that's on his team, like Little John or whoever it might be. Yeah. And he would just murder me. I mean, boy. Yeah, I'm like, okay, time out. Time out. Because Rich doesn't shoot for the pack.
No, he's giving the riblets. He's all about the riblets. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't have all the fat on me like I do these days. I mean, I was like skin and bones. Yeah. So, but but then they started coming up with the rules and they changed the rules around a little bit. So Miami Effect ran its course. We were playing really well, and we got tired of watching Dynasty. And the other league beat up on the Naughty Dogs and all the other nerds. Because you guys won like 20 straight tournaments or something like that. And you guys were just raking in the cash. And
it was ridiculous.
Yeah. We're over here playing X-ball for nothing. And just sitting there watching you guys just going to Sizzler every weekend,
It was like glorified practice. The NXL, that was when I first got into the pros, was with Bob and the Oakland Assassins. And we would just show up and play, like you'd play your 4 events. And the only tournament that mattered was the last one. Then you could win something.
It's interesting. That's almost the way the new NXL format is, I think I think it'll be a little cooler because there will be a winner at each event. Where the old NXL, there was no winner. It was just 4 games, right. At least now there's a winner, and it is like you can get first place at an event, but as far as prize packages go. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that on another show, listeners. For everybody. So
Lasoya was like, screw this. I'm trying to make some money.
Yeah. I mean, but at the time, like we were going overseas and we're playing in like all the Millennium series. Now that series was a lot of fun. We're going to Paris. We're going to Baselton, which is a kind of a shithole. Yeah. I mean, I never like going there, but it always rained. It's always going to rain there. There's no question. The food's terrible, and the women are not that hot. So I try to skip.
I gotta say, this is a very true thing, unfortunately. And I there's a lot of great things about the UK. Basildon is not one of the highlights.
Shout out to Basildon. Let's go, Basildon.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So and then of course you always have Malaga. That was always a good tournament.
That was a fun one, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Malaga was great.
The good thing about Malaga is it's right on the beach. There's the resort's right there. I mean, everything is right there. So it's really nice.
Yeah. I'm going to interject real quick because we talked about this real quick before the show. I'll never forget. It was 2009. It was the year that the volcano erupted over there, actually. And it was, I think the volcano erupted like above Norway. I think we got stuck
there for like a week.
Yeah.
We were there for like 2 weeks.
I was in the air in an airplane. They wouldn't let me come into Europe because of the ash everywhere.
Yeah, they turned the plane around. I was already there. I was with Scott Kemp, and I remember a bunch of us went out. First of all, we didn't see Lasoya at the venue once, and we were all stuck there. So one of the nights we were like, all right, we're going to go out to this nightclub. We walk into this nightclub and Lasoya is behind the bar mixing drinks with girls and all this stuff. He's just pouring drinks for everyone. I'm like, wait a second, that's Lasoya. We're in Spain on some little beach town. And here is Chris Lasoya in the flesh, the man, the myth, like he owns the place, just the life of the party. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that, dude. Just crazy, crazy times, man. That was so fun.
I can't remember exactly how that happened. I mean, I think I met the owner. Like, I think I bought him like dinner or something. I don't know how it happened. Yeah. All I know is that
that you run Malaga. You run Malaga.
The girls were there. The liquor was flowing. I mean, the club was on point.
It was on point.
And in fact, I remember one of my friends, one of the Volonsky brothers, that night at the club lost his wallet.
Oh no.
He lost his wallet in the nightclub, and he comes up to me the next day. He goes, "Oh man, I lost my wallet." I was like, "Don't worry about it, I got it." So I drove back to the club. And I was like, hey, my friend lost his wallet here. I need it back. And they went right in there. And here it is. Money's still in there and everything. He was like, you got my wallet back from that nightclub?
Yeah. From that nightclub.
I was like, yeah, I did. You're welcome. So I took $20 out of his wallet, went by myself. Yeah, but you get a wallet back from that nightclub.
Yes.
That's a win.
That's a fair tax there. Fair tax, $20. Come on now.
So that's a good story. But I always loved the
Easy money.
Malaga tournament. You know, that little beach restaurant,
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
everything about Spain is cool, man. But
Yeah.
like you said, we got stuck there for literally 2 weeks. We went
Yeah,
to
well.
Rock at Gibraltar. You know, we drove up to Marseille. You know, it was just a cool place to be stuck if you're gonna be stuck.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I actually, that was when I met Tom Cole. He was driving to Barcelona. That was one of the last airports that still had flights out. And I heard him on the phone in the lobby. And I was like, wait, hey, Tom, you don't know me. My name is Marcelo. You know, I play for, at the time, I had just gone back to Aftermath in the Pro Division. I was like, I need to get to Barcelona too. Can I please catch a ride with you guys? He's like, yeah, sure. Come on board. You know, Tom was great. We did a sweet road trip, you know, a couple of restaurants along the way, some sites and all that kind of stuff. And paintball is so full of those stories, man. And especially like once you start reaping the fruits of the travel and the brotherhood and all that within paintball, that's what keeps us all coming back, you know? And that's where it's all at.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, we're all Aftermath alumni here too. Chris has been on Aftermath as well.
Yeah,
Chris brought Aftermath their first pro win.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah. That was a good tournament. That was fun.
You've got some magic in Jacksonville.
Moose.
Yeah.
You've got some magic in that city. We're going to have to talk about that too.
Yeah. No, that was
Tampa, Jacksonville.
Yeah. No, so going back to that, like you said, I was tired of you guys winning all that money. You know, sitting back.
7 man.
And I'm like, I told the NXL guys, I told Richmond, I was like, hey, we're going to play the NPPL. And they're like, if you leave, you're done. And I'm like, I talked to the guys, we talked about it. And they're like, fuck them, let's go. You know, we're not making any money here. You know, we talked to our sponsor, our Gino is like, let's do it. No big deal. So we were brainstorming names and everything. The Dynasty was taken. So we started to go. So we started thinking of other names. And John Richardson one day just goes, I got the name. And I'm like, what? He goes, Infamous. And I'm like, that is perfect.
Yeah.
That's a perfect name.
Yeah.
So we started, you know, we took our jerseys and we took spray paint. Literally, our first jerseys were spray painted. We did like a
stencil,
a cutout, a stencil. I think Gator and Brandon did it. Brandon still has this stencil, by the way, Brandon Lamberson.
Dude,
so he took this thing and we spray painted our jerseys, and it was just so ghetto and so grungy. And you know, my Intimidator had just came out. That was my next.
That's right.
My next venture with Bob. Yep. So my Chris Lasoya Intimidator came out, and you want to talk about selling guns? Oof. That thing blew off the shelf.
That's right.
And, you know, that gun shot really, really good.
I was at Bob Long's shop watching those things fly out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were good. They were really good. Yeah, you were up there that whole time. I forgot about
I was growing up right there. I was in the shop building guns and doing the whole thing. Yeah.
Nice. You probably built, that's why my gun shot's so good.
That's right.
I know I didn't build it. Oh man. And you know, but you know, so we said we're gonna defect, we're gonna go. And we went out there and we played, was the first tournament, was it Tampa? Yeah, Tampa. Mm-hmm. We played Tampa and we just ran through everybody. And then the finals was against you guys. Mm-hmm. You know, this is back when Angel Fregosa.
Just real quick, with all due respect, thank you so much, Chris. But just for the listeners, Tyler and I were not on Dynasty at this time. This was, you know, we're fortunate to play for this organization, but this is the OGs of Dynasty. Yeah. Right. This is
Angel Fregosa.
Yeah.
Angel Brad Mon. Yeah. You know, Brad Mon. SK was on the team. Opie Logren was on the team.
Yep.
Alex Oliver, all those guys.
Best dudes ever.
Yeah, they were just murdering people.
Yeah.
And so we come out and we are the best 2 out of 3. I think. I can't remember. It was too long ago. But anyway, we ended up winning the tournament.
Is this the famous Raymond James Stadium quote that you had in the video, the whole deal?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Like we were playing and I was beat, man. I was so tired. Because we went out drinking in the Las Vegas and the whole deal, you know. And
Las Venus, just
made a trip out of it, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I rolled back at 4 a.m. So you know, we're playing the next day. And, I mean, I was a spring chicken, so I was fine back then.
You're prime.
Yeah, I was in my prime. So I mean, that's my fuel.
Yeah,
that's my Gator. That's my Gatorade.
Yeah, you're ready.
Give me a Captain and Coke. I'm ready to go. So I'm in the car and I wake up and this is not. I'm not even kidding. I wake up and my sister had just had a baby named Raymond James.
Whoa.
Like the day before, And I woke up and the first thing I see is the Raymond James Stadium sign. And I'm like, oh shit, we're going to fucking win this tournament.
Yeah.
And I got out of the car and I told the guys and I was like, all amped, and that was over. The game was over before it even started.
Yeah.
I mean, I was, I think that last game I shot like 4 guys.
Yeah.
I ran through the middle and I think me and SK traded at the end, but it didn't matter at that point. But it was a good win, and it went to prove
that was huge.
You know, so we ended up playing that tournament, and then the NXL was like, oh well, maybe we should let these guys play the tournament series, and and then Denver comes along, and we whooped everybody's ass in Denver. That was my hometown at the time. So we whooped everybody's ass in Denver and played excessive in the finals. Yeah. And then we won one, they won one, because Matty Marshall cheated me. He got a compliment. He still knows this to this day.
Oh,
he cheated,
Matty.
He cheated me. He knows he did. He had that clear egg hopper. So
yeah, I remember that.
What kind of nerd had the clear egg?
Matty Marshall. But in his mind, because he's always thinking. Yeah. Because we're shooting orange paint. He has orange paint in his hopper. If it's a clear loader, you can't. So I can't knock him. Right. And he still smiles every time I tell him. He still smiles. So they won that game, and then we came out, and John Richardson and I came up the middle, and we look at each other, and we're like, "Hey, you want to go win this tournament?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go." So him and I stand up, and I ran down Davey, and I shot somebody else, and Davey's screaming and yelling, screaming murder.
Hold on. During the game, you looked at each other and said that. Like, yeah, let's go. 100%.
Yeah. I was like, you want to go? He looked at me, he goes, yeah, let's go. He loves that story. That's a good story.
Yeah, okay, I love that. Dude, shout out to JR. JR, again, I'm so lucky. I got to play with him on Infamous for a couple years. JR's the man. He truly is. He's the man.
Yeah, man. He was a sneaky little shit, man.
Yeah.
He's another one of those guys that saw the field really well and knew the lanes and where to run and did the creep. He was never really super fast. You know, he just didn't need to be because he just did the little creep.
Yeah. Well, he was a big body benzo too. This guy, he works out, and he was, but for his size, like you said, he would get elusive, and then you would lose him, and he'd eat you alive.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. He's always been one of those guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but we win that tournament, which is good. And then
so this is sorry, Chris. Please hold that thought.
Yeah.
But so you won 2 NPPLs in a row.
Back to back, yeah.
And the NXL is still on the fence of letting you guys, because I remember, Tyler, I don't remember who it was on the show, but we just heard you guys were able to still play in the NXL because it was technically a different team because it was Infamous and you had Miami Effect in the NXL. Right. So did they come to you guys yet and say, hey, you guys can play, we need you guys here?
Well, that's what happened is, we had to, eventually they're like, okay, you guys can come back and play. Okay. But that's when you guys decided to start Dynasty. Decided to play NXL too. So we were playing in the amateur division. We played like semi-pro or what do you want to call it. They wouldn't let us play pro, but we were playing in the semi-pro division. Naughty Dogs came and started playing. Dynasty started playing.
Russians were there too.
Russians, yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people thought that was the pro division at the time.
Yeah,
because like this is bullshit. The people in the actual Wimp Womp League are,
if you ever seen the movie The Replacements, that's pretty much exactly what it was. The pro division. They were over there watching the B team, the B squad. And everybody would come watch our games. They wouldn't even be in the stands over there. I told those guys, you're wasting money on the stands. Nobody's going to be in them. I mean, they're going to come watch me kick rocks.
That's right.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, I love that. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so this party you threw, you win Denver.
Yeah. So, and Denver was my hometown at the time.
Okay, yeah.
And I ran this nightclub called The Church.
Dude, oh my God. I remember this night. I went with my dad there, dude.
Did you?
Yeah. So, yeah, it was like a players party.
It was I threw the players party at the church, dude. And I had Be Real as the MC.
Yeah.
He MC'd the bikini contest.
That's right. I was way too young to be here, just so you know, everybody. But my dad, there was a sub level too. My dad went into the sub level, and I didn't go sub level, but he was like, it is getting wild in the sub level.
Yeah. We used to get down. I mean, I've had everybody there: Paul Van Dyke, Sasha and Digweed. Yeah. All any big DJ you can name has played there for sure.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean those were the days.
Oh yeah.
Back. Yeah,
ripping.
Tiesto, all those guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we had the players party. Be Real. God bless his heart. He went out there and emceed it for me, and we had a good time. Yeah. And then we come out of it, and then all of a sudden, that's when the NXL thing happened. Hey, you can play semi-pro now, And then they just started opening, started opening back up to everybody. You know, it was it was kind of a kick in the dick, you know, so to speak, because, you know, we had to be the ones to go, hey, kick rocks, we're going to go play this league. If you don't like it, you know, whatever, we're marketable.
Yeah.
So, then they had to open it up because they see Dynasty come back over, and the people want those teams. They want to see the Dynasties, the Naughty Dogs with Rocky and those guys. That, you know, they want Infamous. They want to see those guys at the NXLs because A, it's marketable. B, they're fun to watch, you know, and it's just good for the sport and for them to dictate where players can play when you're not even paying somebody. That doesn't make any sense to me. And that's the main reason that I even pushed the issue. And the boys, Travis and John and Jeremy and, you know, Brian and all those guys, you know, Brandon, we were all like, yeah, let's just go. You know, it just didn't make any sense for us. And, you know, I'm glad we did because it did open up the channels for everybody to play everywhere. When, you know, if they were paying these teams $100,000 a year to play, then I can see logic in them telling people where they can and can't do. But you can't tell me. I've never been one to do what I was told. I'm sure you guys know that.
Yeah.
Well, and dude, thank you, Chris. But this sport has kind of always been in a little bit of a civil war, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's like it's just always been butting heads with itself, and we've always had like this league and these things against this, and then it's just I can't wait for the day when we can streamline this and just get it full tilt.
We all get along.
Yeah, because paintball, you know, I was thinking about this today. It deserves legitimization. It deserves legitimization, and it has not yet been legitimized in the landscape of the real world, right? And it absolutely deserves it. It's one of the hardest sports you can play. It takes a tremendous amount of effort and skill, and there's a lot of really cool shit going on inside of the industry, and it just deserves to be there. So hopefully that's why we do what we do, right? So that we can get it legitimized someday.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, you know, people like Bart and the people at the helm, you know, those guys, you know, Randy, you know, Randy is a very intelligent individual, you know, as well as Bart. I mean, I sat down with Randy because I did play with Randy for a little bit on Aftershock when he was coaching. Yeah. But he's such an intelligent individual and has such a good business mind. Yeah. I'm sure they have plans, and I think it's coming along. Unfortunately, this COVID thing did not help this year whatsoever, you know. But I think it gave some people during this time a chance to kind of really get their shit together. Or you'd hope so, you know, and you guys will talk about that NXL thing and the whole transition, you know, I'm sure they sat on a desk and tried to figure that out.
Absolutely.
But back to opening it back up, you know, back then, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think that if you won the semi-pro, the lowest ranked team in the pros was dropping down and the highest ranked team in the semis was going up to pro. I think that was the deal back then.
That's right.
But then I think what happened was some of these pro teams couldn't afford shit anymore. So that's when like Infamous took their spot back.
That's right.
Then they expanded from like 8 to 12 teams. So it created the spots for like the dynasties to come into the NXL, Infamous to come into the NXL, etc. So it all worked out in the end. I mean, you know, it just took somebody to say, you know, listen, we're not going to sit around, you know, and let you do this. And it made a statement.
Dude, the players have a lot more control than they think. And Chris, like, thank you for being a pioneer of that from an early point in time. The players, I mean, look, I fully support the leagues, and I know Tyler feels the same. We want to support them as much as we can, but at the end of the day, if it's really one-sided, the players really do have a lot of control here, because the rest of the players want to play where the top pros are playing. They want to watch where the top pros are playing. That's the bottom line. And they also want to use the gear that the top pros are using. Now, I understand on the scenario side and stuff like that, maybe that doesn't translate. But the players really do have a lot of control, and it does take brave people to kind of go against the grain when you really feel something that is not right is, you know, happening. So thank you for being one of the first in that era, because could you imagine if you guys didn't go over to the NPPL and create those stories? Like, those are, again, iconic times. That quote that I brought up, Raymond James Stadium, that's in a paintball video that left a mark on my life, my career. Like, I want to be playing in those stadiums. I want to be, you know, winning those championships. That kept me going. That might not have ever been there, you know, if you guys just conform to, nothing really ever came of the X ball format that they were trying to do at the time. So,
right. I mean, it was a good stepping stone, for what we have today.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything is trial and error.
Totally.
2 25-minute halves. Dude, I can't play 5 minutes right now, let alone 25 minutes. Come on, man.
That was halftime. After 25 minutes, that was halftime.
Yeah. Well, I think I can't remember, Tyler. When we combined teams, Infamous with Oakland.
Bob. Yeah.
Were you playing on that team at the time?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember. Absolutely. Yeah, we were all.
When we were in Dallas, freezing our asses off.
Yeah, dude. Oh, shout out to Dallas. I have a question for you from Dallas.
Okay.
Okay. So Dalton Brown, I have to shout him out. He asked the question, why did you obliterate that guy in the ice cold Texas weather that one game? World
in the back
famous,
of the head.
Yeah. So here's the deal.
Dude, I was on his team. I was on Oakland when this happened, and I just see Chris running. I was like, oh my God.
So here's the deal, is that if you got a gross major penalty before the second half of the game, you only had to sit out the second half of the game. If you got the gross major in the second half, you'd have to sit out the whole nother game.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there, and Kyle Stahl was his name. And
I saw you shoot him too. I was watching from the sidelines right there.
Dude,
so,
he knows his name to this day.
Yeah.
This is personal.
So he wasn't the cleanest player in the world. In fact, in the same video, you can see him wipe a goggle head. Same guy.
Whoa.
So I'm running. It's me and Brian on him, and I look at the clock and I shoot him in the pack like 3 or 4 times. He turns and he shoots me in the pink in the thumb, and I was freezing, so it hurt really, really, really bad.
Just so the listeners know, this was the coldest tournament ever.
We had to buy tents and buy.
Is this 06?
Yeah.
Is this that event? I thought it was before that.
I can't remember what year it was.
It was
okay.
right. It was that one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
but it was like literally 37 degrees out. It was freezing. I mean, so he shoots me in the thumb after I shot him, and it made me so mad. All I could see was red. So I look at the clock, and I saw like 15 seconds. I was like, I can still grab the flag, murder this guy, get a penalty, and then hang the flag, and still I'll sit out the next half. I was freezing anyway.
Yeah. I was freezing anyway.
So he's walking out the field and he's arguing, like in my mind, he's still playing.
Yeah.
So I just went up and gave him a little love tap.
Yeah.
It just happened to knock him out.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. A little love tap. You went up, you raised the barrel to the back of his head and gave him a good shot in the back of his head. To me, it sounds like he deserved it.
He did. 100%.
Yeah. To me, it sounds like he deserved it. He's out there wiping hits. Yeah. He's spinning and shooting you. You deserve that. Look.
Listen, if I do it, you deserve it.
Look, these paintballs are not lethal. Bottom line, no matter they're not lethal. So that kind of I love that Trozen has actually gotten rid of the overshooting penalty.
Yeah.
In the pro division, I think that's fantastic. Right. Now you can get an unsportsmanlike if you unload a hopper into somebody, probably not going to work out. But you shoot somebody a couple times in the soft spot, that's what our game's about, man.
Dude, unloading a hopper was happening every weekend in the old NXL days. It was
they'd walk you off the field. They would walk you off.
Dude, I love it. That's a legendary clip. What is that in Serial Killers? I think it is.
I'm not sure. I think so.
Yeah,
I think it's Serial Killers.
I only shot him once.
Yeah.
And you hung the flag like a gentleman, respectfully.
Yeah, exactly, respectfully. I just wanted to get his attention. But so what happened? They threw. I think every ref in the field threw their flag.
That's right.
And some picked him up and threw him again. I'm not even kidding you. Like Berger definitely threw his flag again. He picked it up, threw it again. So they gave
for
me
everybody out there, we do not condone this type of activity, but it is sure is funny as hell, man. Jesus. Chris, you are a legend you're a god, dude. I mean, a paintball god. Just the things that you're one of the greatest characters to ever grace the paintball field in the world, and just phenomenal person, dude.
I love the game. I love it.
But so what happened? So they threw all the penalties. Did you miss? You had to miss the second half.
Yeah, I just had to sit next to the heater second half and watch us win. So we ended up winning anyway. I mean, I knew we were going to. I was like, I was cold. I just wanted to sit next to a heater. So I was sitting over there chilling. Yeah. The guys won. Bob was real pissed. He was pretty mad. He's like, if you ever do that again, you're never playing with us again, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. Whatever.
Okay, cool.
But that's what your dad has to tell you that when you
he had to say that. Yeah, he had to say that. And I apologized. I called Kyle that night and apologized to him.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, only because I had to.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, respect.
Yeah.
So, after that, I think we split back up again, and Infamous started playing by herself. And I think we only combined with Bob because we didn't have enough money or team or whatever. We were struggling for players. Mm-hmm. So
those were fun years, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun.
Time frame. Yeah, there's a lot of fun in there.
Yeah. And that's, I think, right after that is when we started. I think I'm trying to think when we played with Explicit, what year that was.
2012.
Yeah.
100%.
Was it?
2012.
Oh, so we still got a little bit of ground to cover.
So yeah, Infamous went their own way and started playing, and then Explicit came after that.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, we went into the NXL. So when they expanded the pro division, Dynasty came over. So and that's kind of where we're at today. It's that many teams. I think it's pretty much the same way. Not much has changed except for the rules here and there.
Sure.
But Travis is still running Infamous. He has Foundation now. He's doing some good products out there. And there's a lot of positivity in the league that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But like with Explicit, we played that Vegas tournament.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Oh man, Vegas. Jesus, Vegas took me for a ride, dude.
So I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a few of you who've been out there and who've gone out with me.
Yeah.
There's
he's an animal. He's an animal.
Yeah. So, we go out, we have good times. Tyler and I went out one night, we had a good time, just trying to blow some steam off.
Yeah.
Lost some credit cards.
Yeah. Lost a couple of credit cards. Chris somehow managed to compile 2 tour buses of women. And that's who we rocked around Las Vegas with. It was just me and him and 2 tour buses of like college sorority girls. It was insanity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was nuts.
Man, that's
was
fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't even believe it when I say it. Like when I say it, I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. We played good the next day though.
We really did. We really did. Yeah.
Oh, this was before. This wasn't Sunday night. This was in the cream of the crop of the tournament.
Huh?
This
is Saturday night.
Yeah.
We went out for a burger. Came back with a beer.
I missed out. Damn it.
Oh Lord. Yeah. That was good times.
Funny. So Chris, I got to ask, so what happened in the years like 08, 9, 10, leading up to that Explicit kind of 10-year?
Well,
what was going on with Infamous there?
Well, Infamous was rocking out. I started working for GI.
Yep.
So I didn't want to leave the team. But because of when you start working in the industry,
right,
it starts getting a little fickle.
Yeah.
Then you got to start paying attention to who you play for. You can't just go play for anybody.
Yeah.
Mike Hinman was nice enough because we were sponsored by Eclipse at the time on Aftermath.
Yeah.
And I was sponsored by Dye because that's when I left Infamous. I got sponsored by Dye. I had my stripper DM, whatever.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Mike was good enough to let me play on the team and use my gun because it's very tricky with sponsors at that time. And Eclipse was okay with it at the time as well. Who's now my sponsor actually. So they're full circle.
Whoa.
But we played Jacksonville as Aftermath. This is as I was starting to transition out a little bit because I tore my ACL. And Marcelo, you've been there.
Yeah.
You rehabbed really well. I came back too early because I was playing with Aftermath at the time in the NXL, and we were playing the Russians, and we were whooping that ass.
Dude, that was one of my favorite tournaments to watch ever. Is watching you guys win that tournament.
Oh man,
that was so cool.
So I jump over the snake and I tear my ACL again, second time.
Yeah.
And Marcelo, you can relate to this. Getting ACL surgery and the rehab and getting full range of motion back it's terrible.
It's one of the hardest things that I've ever gone through.
It's terrible.
Totally is. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really
it hurts.
Hard.
It hurts. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And if you're not a patient person and do it right, like this guy, then you got to heal right.
It double hurts.
Yeah. Marcelo did it the right way.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I wonder how many clicks we could get in that pen before the end of the show.
Let's tally them up.
Respectfully.
Sorry. I want to go play paintball right now.
Well,
we're gonna
that's
get to
right.
that. Yeah, but you're coming back, dude. You're coming to Dynasty. You're going somewhere. You're doing something.
Baby.
Yeah.
Let's
we
go.
need Lasoya back on the field.
Need
Oh,
that
I love
energy.
No, but dude, Chris, I didn't know you tore your ACL twice.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, I tore my left one twice,
Okay.
and I tore my right one once.
Whoa.
So
man.
I mean, the first time I tore it was at a Millennium Series over in Paris.
Okay.
Because the turf, I'd slid down the snake. I was on their side of the field, and my leg went under the turf, and then it flipped me over, and it was the worst pain I've felt ever.
Oh,
it was bad.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I did it, and that was right before the World Cup, because Paris at the time.
Yeah, right.
You go to Paris, and then you play World Cup.
Yeah.
So I had played World Cup with a torn ACL, but it really didn't bother me too much. Billy Wing had a torn ACL. I think he still does.
Damn.
He just plays on
different pedigree, different type of grit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But so that happened, and then I kind of started to transition out of playing so much. I had a good job in the industry, and sponsors came into it. I started playing with Baltimore Trauma.
Yeah.
So I played with Trauma for a while. I think for like a year, and then we brought back Image to play the 7-man. Me, Tyler, Dave Faison. Steven Porterfield, Duder. We had a pretty solid 7-man team.
Dude.
So we played the 7-man, and then, things just started phasing out a little bit. I started kind of, coming out of it, and I think that's when I started playing with Explicit after that.
Yeah. 2012, right?
Because then Dave cut my sponsorship, and because I was getting a lot from Dave. Yeah. And then he decided one day to cut my sponsorship, and I'm like, I'm not staying for this. Yeah. And I went to Mac Dev, and we shot those Mac Dev guns, on Explicit.
Yep.
And now I mean, it's just you got to roll with the punches.
Totally.
And when you have a job, you got to be mindful of the sponsors, because it's not as easy as you think.
So actually, Chris, I want to ask you a question, because on the show we talk a lot to the listeners and to upcoming players about how important it is to kind of build their brand, if they want to monetize the game, right? Seems like you did that almost better than anybody. We're talking about your Angels that just flew off the shelf, Intimidators flew off the shelf. You were constantly looking for gun deals. You had companies that wanted to make gun deals geared around you because they knew they were going to sell. What do you think?
He was a rock star, dude. He was a rock star.
I know, but was any of it intentional? Like, did you ever plan how you were going to market yourself, or did it just kind of come? Did it just come naturally from you doing things the way you wanted on your own accord?
The Angels it just came out of the blue. It kind of caught me by surprise. I was happy with it. That was a monster deal back then.
Yeah.
That came along really well. And then once you get established, I mean, my brand was already out there. This is before branding was really even anything.
Right.
But my branding was already out there. My name was already out there. I was already in all the magazines. And I had a gun deal, and all these other gun companies are just looking at my gun deal going, he sold how many guns? Because all they do is start seeing my guns everywhere.
Yeah.
So of course, when my deal's up with them, they're going to go, hey, why don't you come over here? Let's do this gun deal.
Right.
And when I left Avalanche, or we left Avalanche to go to Gino's like, he's very intelligent as well. He's like, he hooked me up with Bobby. We came up with my own gun, my Intimidator, and those flew off the shelf.
Oh yeah.
But then, after it had its run, I did a couple different versions, and then it's made its run. Other guns started coming out, and it started dwindling a little bit. And so I ended up going to another gun company and getting another gun deal. So, I mean, it just piggybacks off each other. I was pretty loyal to everybody for the most part. With Angel, I was with them for countless years. And then with Timmy, I was with him for many, many years.
Yeah.
So it's all about loyalty. It's not about what they can do for you. It's what can you do for them?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying is, like, you built a brand that was so polarizing. Like, that's, I guess my question, was that intentional, or was it just, you just living, just doing it?
The first one was not intentional. Angel was not intentional. It just happened.
Yeah.
Now it made me realize what I was worth.
Gotcha.
So going into future deals, it gave me a little more information, and knowledge to make those deals happen. So the deals that came after that were negotiated, so to speak. But I didn't have, nobody knew what a signature shooter's gun was. Back before the Angel. It wasn't a big thing.
It was different, man. Like your branding, this was before social media. This is before telecom. This is before all this. Your branding
before cell phones.
This is before he threw a flip. He threw his flip phone. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, like, your branding was strictly based on you being a straight up dude and having a huge personality and dominating paintball fields. And it's no different. I think the difference today is that someone who might not dominate paintball fields could be really good at like making sweet videos and like this, that, and the other, and kind of get really well known that way. But at that time, you had to be a dominator. And that's how he made his brand, was by being a dominator.
Totally. Because people were writing about you. You weren't writing about yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And it happened. I mean, there would be people, like, little things. I'm sure you guys experience every now and then. Like before the speed feed came out, this gentleman in Florida had taken like a little, it was like something you put in your drain, and it was like neoprene, and it was like the first speed feed I'd ever seen. He goes, "Hey, use this instead of instead of flipping up your loader." And he goes, "Hey, I'll give you $500 to use this tournament." Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I use it and I talk about it, and people will bring you little stuff that does not interfere with my sponsor. Yeah. Because that little thing doesn't interfere with my sponsor at all. Right. Hey, wear my headband, or can you put a sticker on your gun? I get paid X amount of dollars for loader space. Yeah. I found out that my loader space was marketable.
Right.
Every space. Absolutely. Yeah. Every space on your body was a selling point. My visor, goggle stickers, stuff in your loader, the side of my gun, the tank cover, barrels. You insert whatever here. Like I shoot the field one barrel. That thing is amazing.
There it is.
It's amazing. So it's just about the little things. You got to pay attention to your sponsors. If I can give any advice to anybody coming up in the sport, pay attention to your sponsors, be loyal, know your worth, but don't overthink it. And definitely tell them what you can do for them, not so much what they can do for you, because that'll come eventually. It'll come.
That's right. That's such great. I mean, that's inspiring, dude, for so many people out there to hear that, because there's people that want to be dominators and they want to know how to brand themselves, and nobody did it quite like you did, Chris, man.
I appreciate it.
You're a thrasher, dude.
Well, I had a good team, and it did help.
Yeah.
I didn't,
but you also manifested that. You also made that come to fruition too. You were quarterbacking. You were quarterbacking all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had fun together when we played,
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
People like, and you guys are the same way. I hear you guys yelling and screaming, and I can never see you not smile. Both of you guys. It's awesome. But that energy it's important. You get Debbie Downers in there like Ed Portman. It drags the team down.
No, Ed.
I want it melted. I want it melted. Respectfully. Everybody, please go support Chris. Go check out the Respectfully shirt at Push Paintball. Enjoy yourselves, live life. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, but it's all about fun. At the end of the day, we have lifelong friendships. I talk to John Richardson all the time. I talk to people I've been friends with. I mean, I've known you two kids since you were knee high. Yeah. I've known you kids. We're still friends in this. We're still going to be friends in 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And we'll still be telling these stories and laughing. And when it's just when your kids grow up, Tyler, and I mean, it's never ending.
It's the best.
I wouldn't give it up for the world.
I know, man. Nothing fills my cup up like the paintball community, like these relationships, like the stories, just the time spent together. It means everything.
Right. Well, after I tore my ACL, like you're talking, Marcelo, you talked about Jacksonville when we played with the Aftermath.
Yeah.
It was me and Rainey, Bobby Aviles.
Yep.
Mouse was on that team.
Yep.
I mean, that tournament.
And Moose, baby.
Yeah.
And Moose, big
Moose. Man, I miss that kid.
I know. Moose, baby.
I mean, but that's that tournament. Like, we were dominating, just murdering people. Yeah. And that the night before Sunday, remember everything blew away?
Yeah, that's right.
The rainstorm came in, and the MPPL got their staff back out there and got everything squared away and put everything back together. And we started on time. we actually played the one-on-one tournament that time too. It was me, Ryan Greenspan, Thomas Taylor, Chino Corbero, AJ, Adam Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think who else was in there.
It came down
to me and Thomas though. Thomas and I in the finals.
Yeah.
And I ended up winning that one.
Yeah,
that
baby.
Fun.
What? I don't remember this.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Well, I beat AJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I lost to Chino. Then I beat Ryan Greenspan.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was down to me and Thomas, and it was best of 3, and I shot him twice.
There we go.
Dude. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
They've been doing different iterations of this one-on-one for a long time.
Yeah, and he was a good one-on-one player. He still is.
Yeah,
but he was murdering everybody. He was doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was a good finals. And this is back when they were doing that extreme paintball TV show.
Yeah.
With Marcus Nielsen, myself, Ryan.
Dude,
Todd,
shout out to the Dream, baby.
Oh, dude, the Dream is all over Instagram. He's all about it. Hey, if you guys want a good laugh, go check out the Dream's Instagram.
Yeah, he changes his name just about every day, but
he does.
I think right now he's like the holistic healer or the Dream Boat or something.
I don't know what he is. He's down in Tulum or something. He is just he's
going
insane.
wild.
Right now he is Dreamy 888
Yeah. He is insane.
He is Dreamy and then 8, numerical number 8.
Well, there's a reason for the 8 8s. Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's lost his fucking mind.
Yeah, he's on a rocket ship right now.
Dude,
he's on a rocket.
He is fun to talk to though. He is a blast to talk to.
He's
I saw him in
code.
Chicago. I saw him in Chicago. And I was like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, I had a long night. I was like, right on. Fantastic.
He's got a house out there in that area now where he crashes out. Yeah.
Nice.
He's the best.
He's a lot of fun, man. I love it.
Yeah.
He's OG.
Love you. He is.
Chris, I gotta ask, man, what's some good advice you have for some upcoming kids that want to pursue, they're trying to make it to the pro ranks and they just don't know how to elevate their game? What kind of nuggets you got for them? Well,
I think you see a lot of those people coming from like the states where really in a pro team, let's say Arkansas, or you get there's some talent out there. These kids they want to get out and they want to play. You do the combines. You get some kids out there. You probably see some talent.
Yeah, we do for sure.
The one thing, and I run sponsorship here at Push, and I get things every now and then. They'll send me, well, what are you going to give me? I'm an influencer.
Yeah.
I'm this. I'm that. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't think you're nobody knows who you are. You go to these pro teams, and be, humble. Listen. My dad told me when I was a kid, and I lived by this. You have 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as you talk. And just listen to what these pro players have to do because they have the knowledge. If you're coming up and don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no dumb question. We're not going to laugh at you. I might laugh at you, but but there is no dumb question.
Right.
And we're there, people like yourself that do these, clinics and stuff. People sometimes are afraid to approach people like yourself or me or whoever it is at a tournament because they're shy, or, they just don't know what to say, or they don't think you're approachable. Everybody's approachable, man. I have never seen anybody these days be a prick.
Yeah.
Like people were back in the day. I mean, there were people that would be like, get away from me, kid.
For sure.
There were people like that. I mean, I wasn't like that. And I think that helped, because I was, off the field, I was very personable. People could approach me. Moms loved me. You know,
one of the they did. One of the most personable paintball athletes ever. And in Push, you can see that when the kids come up to you and you take the time out of your day and then you're like, they don't even know who I am. You're like, but that's what means the most, right? Is those moments. Yeah. Yeah.
But for the kids that coming up and they want to come up, you guys are approachable. You know, don't be afraid. Hey, can I come jump in a few games? Can I play? Like Alex and you guys would be the first ones to go, yeah, man, you want to play a point?
Yeah, jump
in there. You never know. Some kid might run down and shoot 5 people. It's like, oh, sign him up.
Totally.
Like Todd Martinez, he's a great judge of talent. He finds these kids, man. And look, he won in Vegas, last year.
That's right.
And and these, I've never heard of these people.
Yeah.
But look what happened. It was a dream come true for some of these guys. They're never going to win another thing in their life, but you know, I mean, it was that one tournament.
Yeah. And it means the world to them. You know what I mean? Because it is timeless. It's timeless when you win those types of things. It's crazy.
Yep.
It is.
Hey,
But
one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
you know what though? What I gotta say about those guys?
You're hilarious.
What
dude.
people don't see, Chris, is the amount of work that team put in before Vegas.
They did.
I mean,
yeah.
nobody counted them to win Vegas. Nobody, you know, and then here they were weekend after weekend, because you know you have the whole off season to be working, right? And they're out there every weekend. They're working, and they show up and fucking spank people. You know, they get to the finals, and it was like the Russians gonna just work them. And no, that's not what happened. So I think the nugget out of that, though, too, is players need to be working harder.
Yeah,
they really do. You know, players need to be working harder. I know Tyler and I get this a lot. Maybe you do too, Chris, with what you're doing with Push. But you know, players talk to us about wanting to go pro or wanting to be the best. And first thing I ask them is, how much do you play? And if it's not at least every weekend, you're already. I mean, Chris, growing up, were you at the field every weekend?
Dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It wasn't even a question. You didn't have to plan it. It wasn't
even
like
if I wasn't in the field. I'd go in my backyard and I would just snap shoot in my backyard.
Yeah,
my
totally.
parents, I used to paint the fence. My dad was pissed. My dad was pissed.
Totally.
So, but yeah, no,
Just ripping
even
it.
if you don't go to the field, don't go to the field. Just you can sit. I mean, you can sit there and you don't have to shoot paint. You just get your gun up quick. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, just muscle memory moves.
It's a relationship with your marker too. You got to have
just
that.
basic.
Yeah.
Just basic stuff. Just getting your marker up to shoot that lane in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to pull the trigger. It's just that muscle memory and make it that much quicker.
Yes.
Tighten your hopper so your hopper doesn't go flying off and you look.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn it. Yeah, that's happening quite a bit. Yep. I just got to give a little bit of love to the Ironman. Got to say, there's a lot of young talent on the team, and if they keep working like that, they can do pretty well. They almost went pretty far at Cup, actually, even after losing A-Rod. You know, I thought they did a great job. They lost to Impact in the semis, and honestly, that game came down to a couple one-on-ones. You know.
Yep.
So
they're up and coming for sure.
Totally.
And they have the work ethic, which means the most. You know, that's what it's all about. They got that work ethic.
Absolutely. Ty, you got anything for our man? I know. For the listeners, you guys know, especially with someone like Chris, we could do a 6-hour show, but he's traveling tomorrow. He's got stuff to do. We don't want to keep him too long. We know he's a little busy. He's already extended his stay with us, and we're appreciative of that. But
I do have one more question. Just as one of the best attackers of all time in paintball, in my humble opinion, what does it take to elevate and get into that framework of mind, and obviously the skills that you were working your ass off to do these types of things, but how does somebody emulate or get into that framework and become a great attacker?
Sounds like you need 3 shots of Jameson and 2.
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Here's some drink tickets.
That's right.
So this is what I used to do, and this is no bullshit. So before I'd make the other team break out. I'd make 5 guys break out, and this is without guns.
Yeah.
And I'd go out and I'd stop, and I'd visualize where these guys were.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my mind, I'd play the game out and be like, okay, well, I'm going to shoot this guy, and then I'm going to run this path across, and this is how I'm going to shoot the rest of the people.
Hold on, Chris. I want some clarity on this. This is very insightful. What layout would this be at the event? Like you're playing imaginary paintball kind of thing?
No, anything, any field that I ever went to.
Okay.
Like anything,
Okay.
any field.
So you would grab 5 guys, and with no guns, you would say, go to 5 random spots you want and just sit there.
Yeah. I'm just visualizing what I would do, and it gave me a mental picture of what do I have to do to get to where I need to go. You know, like let's say I'm going at the 50 or I'm going over here. And that way, when I run out, I can see where they're running. I'd be like, okay, well, that guy's not even looking. I can go here, and it would change my dynamic, and I'd figure out the puzzle pieces of who I needed to shoot first and who's the most important, and then where I can go to shoot the rest of them.
Yeah.
You know, and this is taking a guy getting shot off the break out of the equation. If that happened, then it made my job that much easier, because then I knew plan B, plan C. Yeah. I never really had a set space to go, unless I went to the 50. If I'm going to the 50, I go to the 50.
Yeah.
But if I go to a spot, I don't actually have a plan of where I'm going to go next. People think I know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You're
playing the
creating.
game. You're playing the game, baby.
You got it's heads up paintball. You know, you got to play heads up. I see these guys. They get there. They go to load. They put their head down. You know, they go to run. They're looking at their bunker. Dumbass, you already know where you're going. You don't need to look at it. You know,
true.
Keep your heads up. You know, look what's shooting at you. You know, because if nobody's shooting at you, just keep going.
That's right.
You know, if nobody's making sound in your bunker, they probably don't even know you're there.
That's
you know,
right.
so there's so many little variables to this game that take time to learn throughout your career. Yeah. But up and comers, don't think you're better than you are, because you're not. Because if you were, you wouldn't be an up and comer. First of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, listen to your elders. Yeah. You know, and that'd be you guys by now. By the way, just
28 and holding, baby.
28 and holding. 28 and holding.
28 and holding.
But listen to people, you know, and don't be afraid to approach people. Just go talk to them, man. I mean, you know, ask questions. You know, and you know, if they have to go, like me, I'm like, hey, I gotta go, bye. You know, but if you're gonna come talk to me, bring a drink with you. I'll stick around a little longer.
Hell yeah,
so,
Chris. Dude, I love you so much, man. You are the best ever.
I love you guys too, man. I love you guys too. We've had some good times, gentlemen. We've had some good times.
Many more to come, dude. Many more to come. Yes.
I want to get back on 69. Make sure you hit me up for 69.
Hey, let's do it.
You're that's gonna be shortly. This is 57 right here. So we'll see you soon then, baby. Let's come back on.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you guys all the time in the world next time.
There
dude,
we go.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we appreciate all of it, dude. Thank you.
I have to before we sign off this, just to give a taste of what the next show is gonna be. What's one of your favorite travel stories from paintball?
Man, wow.
If you can.
You know, Malaga is up there. Malaga's up there.
Yeah.
Malaga's up there. Amsterdam, without question.
Oh,
Amsterdam's
of course.
up there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're mostly all overseas tournaments, man. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Overseas is a lot of fun, you know. But we got a lot of fun. Go ahead. Yeah,
once you reach a level in paintball to where you're now traveling overseas to play, that's when the game really starts just feeding you the best of the best. Like that's where all the great benefits are, man. Those experiences. Yeah.
It's very nostalgic these days. And because we've been everywhere in the world, we really have. And we're very, very blessed. You know, I've been blessed to go everywhere and meet some really cool people and, you know, make friends like yourself. And how many friends do we have across the world? That you call somebody in Greece, hey, I'm coming to Greece. Oh, you stay at my place. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's everywhere. It's and it's a very, very, for being such a small sport, it's a very big community.
Yes, it
is. So,
I love that.
you know, I definitely highly advise everybody coming up to stick with it. You know, but definitely, I mean, I have a degree. So, I mean, you know, if paintball didn't work out for me, I had something to fall back on. You know, don't forget about school and the important stuff as well, you know, because you might not be the best paintball player in the world, you know, so you got to make sure you stick to your guns and make sure you have something to fall back on because it's not for everybody.
Yeah, so that's so valuable,
very
man.
Important.
Yeah,
very
absolutely. And where can people tap in with you? Instagram for the company and everything like that?
Yeah, they hit me up on my. I got 2 Facebook pages, so just hit me up on either one of those.
Yeah.
You don't do Instagram, huh?
No, I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Hit me up. I think it's what is my Instagram? I don't even
actually I tagged you today in a post here that I have right here, so I can pull it up. It's just Chris Lasoya. Boom.
There you go. You know, I got that. The Facebook page with Tim Montresor. God bless him and rest in peace, my friend.
Yes.
You know, the one with Tim Montresor, that's my paintball page. I pay a lot of attention to that one.
Cool.
So feel free to hit me up if you guys want anything or I'm always available to ask questions, you know.
And then push Instagram as well. Follow them at Push Paintball and everything that they're doing over there.
Plus I got my sponsors, Eclipse.
Yep.
You know,
absolutely.
Field 1 for my barrels.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks, guys.
Those
things are dope. Those things are dope.
Yeah,
they're so good. They're so good.
Best barrels in the game.
Hands down.
100%.
When I was growing up, I had the Freak, you know, but this takes the Freak to the next level. It's all locked in and you're just dialed in with these barrels.
It is, and it's quiet. It shoots really straight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Alex gave me one at this tournament. It was me, Alex, Rioche, Rodney
Yarber
Squires. Yeah. Yarber was there. Yeah. We went up there and played this 7-man tournament. And we had a blast, bro.
Hell yeah.
You know, Brandon Lamberson, JP, Augustin was there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was fun. Rich Telford played.
Shit. That team was stacked.
It was fun, man. It was fun. It was a good tournament. Rob Anderson was there.
Well, hopefully we can play some more fun paintball soon together and, you know, continue rocking on paintball fields together, dude.
Sounds great, my friend. Love you guys.
All right, brother. Love you, dude.
Love you, Chris. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Hey, my pleasure, gentlemen. I'll see you soon.
Brother. Yeah, 69. Let's go.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
See you soon.
Let's roll.
Later, bro.
Later, boys.
Peace.
See you, bud.
I mean, Lasoya just dropping bombs on people. Oh my God, I gotta say, dude, Chris does not hold back. One of the most honest individuals you're ever gonna meet in your life, but also one of the kindest. Just such a good dude. We can't thank him enough for coming on. We really hope you guys enjoyed that one. We're going to have Chris back on in the next couple weeks or months. You know, maybe when we get to that episode 69, we'll have him back on and talk about some more stuff that he's been doing behind the scenes. But just tons of love for Chris. We hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said, if you did, you guys can head over to ptgpaintball.com. Check out our website. Check out our merchandise. Our Patreon's also on there. We are in the middle of revamping our entire Patreon thing to bring better rewards and prizes and things like that to our Patreon users so that you guys, you know, the people that support us, we can find better ways to reimburse you guys for that. We are incredibly thankful for everything you guys do. Again, our website was brought to you by Concert Pursuit. Rusty Glaze does a great job with websites. If you guys do need a website done, if you're a young entrepreneur, a field store, whatever it might be, and you need a website done, Rusty's definitely your guy. He can set you up and make it to where it's all user-friendly. He has tons of different options for you, so you can head over to concertpursuit.com and check that out. And yeah, everybody, we hope that you guys, you know, follow us on Instagram, keep up to date with all the different things that we're going to be doing, all of our upcoming shows, and just get involved with the community. All right, everybody, we'll see you soon.